There are skills that no one talks about. Skills aren't technical, but they matter more than people think. Here are 3 underrated skills in photography that changed how I shoot. But first, before we get into the video, if you are new here, hi everyone, my name is Glynn Hodson. I'm a photographer and videographer here based in Manchester, and this YouTube channel is all about photography related content like vlogs, talking head videos like this. So if you are interested, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 300 subscribers before my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. It's going so fast, I can't believe it, honestly. So hit that subscribe button and let's get into this video. So let's get into the first skill, which I think is super simple, but you might find it super boring, but it's so hard to do, and that is slowing down. I know I mentioned this in a couple of videos ago, but slowing down really does help your photography. From a photographer like myself, where I used to rush my whole shoots and photo walks, I was hoping that within 200 photos there was a photo in there that worked, and I don't think that is the right way to go about photography at all. You need to slow down, you need to notice stuff, you need to look, you need to stand still, you need to observe. When you're taking fewer photos, I think, you know, it's helped me take better photos, if that makes any sense at all. I honestly think you notice more when you're not rushing to the next photo spot. I think the best example for me is when me and Amelia met her mum and dad in North Yorkshire, where we went to Whitby, Scarborough and Robins Hood Bay. I did make a little vlog about it, but and just included some videos in there. But I think the best example is when I'm trying to take some photos. Granted, it wasn't a photo trip or anything, it was just a little break for me and Amelia to go for 2 days. I don't know, because I was taking photos and then they would obviously walk off and then they would be waiting for me to catch up to them, which is, they'll say it's fine, but for me, I think, yeah, I was just pointing and shooting, to be honest. I wasn't really stopping for 5 minutes that I normally do, you know, observing the scene pretty much. I was rushing. So slowing down when you're not with other people, if that makes any sense. When you're not with other photographers, just quick snap, so you're not keeping them waiting. But when you are on a dedicated photo walk or shoot, take your time, slow down, don't rush, and I think it just helps you think clearly when you slow down. Going back to the North Yorkshire story thing that I just mentioned, I spot things differently than other people. So I would obviously, as I said, like I would stop, take photos and then go catch them up. But yeah, I wasn't waiting around for 5 minutes, it was just like a quick snap. And I think when you are on a dedicated photo walk where you're by yourself, where you're going on a walk and stuff, I think you go out with the intention to shoot. So when you slow down, then I think you'll be happier, where you actually process the photo and the settings and stuff. But slowing down will help you improve that side of photography, you know, your settings, your composition, your photography eye. And yeah, I'm just rambling on to try and make slowing down sound cool, but yeah, it's I think it's harder than you think, because I still do it. I definitely rush here and there when I'm going on a walk with Amelia, like the Dunham Massey walk. But yeah, as I said, slowing down definitely does help your photography, even though it is hard and it's pretty boring, but you'll be happy you did it and you slow down. And I'm saying slow down a million times. So yeah, let's move on to the second skill. Right, I think number 2 might be a bit controversial, but it's knowing when not to shoot. I think when you're a beginner and you've just started photography and you've been watching all these YouTube videos, I think there's this idea that you should always be shooting, which to a certain extent I agree, but I think, you know, knowing when not to take photos is just as important. I'm not sure if anyone else feels like this, but sometimes when you're out with your camera or you're just on a photo walk, I feel like sometimes the light isn't on, you know what I mean? Sometimes it just doesn't feel right, especially when I do street photography and stuff. I think you know inside what and what not to take photos of. I'm not sure how to say this, but I feel like I've forced shots in the past, and I probably still do it to this day. I would force a shot and I just wouldn't care about it. Yeah, I think like knowing not when to shoot is when you're forcing yourself to shoot and you don't really have a connection with the photograph you're taking, if you know what I mean. So you go out on an hour's drive, you're expecting some photos, but the lighting's flat. It looks boring, pretty empty, but you still force yourself to take the photo. Granted, you might go back and it might be a memory to go back to that location when the lighting's better or better conditions whatsoever, but I feel like a certain percentage of photographers know when not to shoot. There's advice that I've heard on a YouTube channel a while back now, and it pretty much said, if I can remember, I can't remember who said it, but it was something along the lines that a good view doesn't always make a good photograph, and it's just stuck with me. I honestly think fewer throwaways are photos and more images that mean something to you. And number 3 is looking without your camera. Most photography isn't about holding your camera, it's about looking as well. Spending more time looking has taught me how light actually moves, how shadows build texture, and how ordinary things can suddenly stand out. I look at windows, shadows, trees, even when I'm not out shooting. That habit makes you sharper when you pick up the camera. So that being said, a stronger eye makes better photos even with average gear. So yeah, not technical skills or camera settings, but they've helped me more than anything else. Slowing down, knowing not when to shoot, looking without the camera. If you are stuck and tired of shooting, maybe don't focus on your gear, but focus on how you see. I'm hoping this video has helped at least one of you guys out there. I swear down, like honestly, please. It's taken me ages to actually write up this whole video, to actually try and make sense, and then I'm reading it back and I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. Why am I even saying that? I was getting so frustrated. It's been that long that my brew is literally ice cold. Every time I do a YouTube video, it's crazy. It takes absolutely ages. But if you have any other skills that have helped you get better at photography that no one talks about, definitely drop them in the comments and I'd love to read them. I think that's me done. That is me done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really do appreciate you checking in. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Turn on notification bells. There's a new video every single Wednesday at 6 PM. Ciao for now.